Hey, this is Jedi Jaden Gore. I'm in pursuit of some highly dangerous Sith clones. Stay tuned for my report coming up. As you can see, it's quite busy here. Hopefully, I survive long enough to give my report. Stay tuned. I'll be back in touch as soon as possible. Gotta go. Bye. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. As you can see, I survived long enough to give my report on Riptide, Star Wars. This is kind of the second book in the Jaden Core duology. Both virtually can be read as a standalone, but it's still good to read them together overall. So this kind of just picks up where things left off in the last book. We got Jaden Core, who is in pursuit of some Sith clones. Now, to be accurate and more fair, they're more like Sith Jedi hybrid clones who have been genetically engineered and cloned from other Sith and Jedi in a secret cloning facility. Now, the problem is that these clones have gone mad. They have gone absolutely insane. They've gone crazy. They need this particular medication to keep them alive and to keep them as sane as possible. So they've escaped their facility. They've escaped their captors, where they've basically been bred, raised, and treated like criminals. So kind of drive them insane. We got one main clone character, Soldier, who seems to be the only sane one and the only one not affected by the disease that runs rampant through these Sith Jedi clone hybrids throughout this book. And we've got Jaden Core, who is in pursuit of these clones to try to prevent the threat that they seem to pose to the rest of the galaxy. And, well, you know, whether he succeeds or not, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but it is a really good story overall. I mean, it's definitely Star Wars. It is a Star Wars story, and definitely in the Star Wars fashion overall. But even if it wasn't a Star Wars story and just a science fiction story, it'd be a pretty cool story. Overall, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was a good read and fun overall. One of the things I really kind of liked about this book is where Jaden kind of comes to realize for himself that the Force is not good. The Force is not bad. It is not a dark side. It is not a light side. The Force is simply a tool that is used by those who have the power to be sensitive to the Force and to wield the Force. And I thought that was a really interesting aspect of it. I've kind of always loved the Star Wars theory, and I've always thought this idea of there being a black and white, good and evil with the Force is kind of this ridiculous notion. It's somehow there's a good and there's a bad side. It's just the Force is a tool. I've always viewed it that way in the whole Star Wars canon. I never thought of it as good or bad. There's evil users of the Force, there's good users of the Force, but I don't think it can be so black and white. And I think that's a reality of not just the Force in the Star Wars universe, but in life in general. There isn't this pure black and white objective good and bad. It's a very subjective thing to the individual. And I think it's really cool that we have books in the Star Wars canon that have characters who come to realize that it's not just good or bad. It's not just black or white, that there isn't a evil side or a good side. Love that aspect of it. So really happy to see that in there. Definitely one of my favorite parts of this whole Star Wars series. And Riptide in general, like, it's just a fantastic, high energy, high paced, fun read all around. Lots of action, lots of adventure, some great characters, and just overall really fun read. I like the character Soldier particularly as well, who is just trying to make the best of a bad situation and trying to protect the one person that he actually cares about. And just he's a result of his life circumstances, which were beyond his control. He didn't get to choose the position he's in or the type of people that he was spending time with, or he was just kind of thrust. He was basically born into the circumstances, and he's trying to make the the best of it, and he doesn't want to be what he was basically bred or cloned to be. And I really like that aspect of it. He's just desperate to survive himself, and is frustrated with the circumstances that life has brought him. So it was really kind of fun aspect of it, and kind of seeing his side of the story there. Really enjoyed that. Overall, like I said, a really good, fast-paced, fun read. If you're into the Star Wars Expanded Universe, I definitely recommend the Riptide book for you, and of course all the other Star Wars books on my playlist. Don't forget to check it out on this channel. I've got a whole Star Wars playlist, so go check it out. Those are just some of my thoughts essentially on Riptide by Paul S. Kemp from the Star Wars universe. So this will probably be my last Star Wars read for a while. I've got a bunch more coming up on my TBR list, or to be read list. Of course, don't forget to check that out and follow me on Goodreads as well. And those are just some of my thoughts on Riptide. So yeah, I mean, tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Do you like this kind of content? Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Riptide if you've read it. Or if you've read any of the Star Wars canon expanded universe books. Let me know as well, because I know I'm certainly enjoying the Star Wars expanded universe. So thanks so much for watching. Those are just some of my thoughts on Riptide, and until next time, keep on reading. Bye.